You can close your eyes during a scary movie and reach out for the cushion, but you can't escape the music. I'm Craig from Wookie Video Presents, and today I'm going head to head with a YouTube horror legend who will tell you all about today's mission.
Greetings folks, Tom here from Monster Gab, and I just want to thank Craig for inviting me here on Wookie Video to share my 5 favourite pieces of music from horror movies.
So stick around and find out which film scores are my personal picks and which ones are Tom's. But the real question is, will we agree or will this get messy? Well, let's get to it. Number 5, for me it's Day of the Dead original soundtrack, Sarah Breaks Down. Composed by John Harrison, this piece has a smooth, melodic 80s pop synth feel, which is in stark contrast with the gory, hopeless atmosphere of George Romero's Underground Bunker classic. There's just something about this 2-minute track that makes me melt into a sea of nostalgia and wistfulness. It's beautiful, it's touching, and it's melodic, and it's wild to think this comes from such a gruesome zombie movie. You can totally hear how it inspired Stranger Things, and funky fact number 1, the Day of the Dead soundtrack was a big influence on the Duffer Brothers, and the movie itself gets a massive homage in the Stranger Things Season 3 premiere. Funky fact number 2, John Harrison, the composer, actually appeared in Dawn of the Dead, and guess what? He was the famous screwdriver zombie. So, I wonder what Tom's number 5 is.
My choice for number 5 would be from 1977's Suspiria, with a soundtrack by Italian progressive rock band Goblin. The piece I've chosen is the movie's main theme, unsurprisingly also called Suspiria. Suspiria is an Italian supernatural horror film about witchcraft within an academy for ballet students. To complement the themes of the movie, this piece is a fusion of ominous tones and melodies with folk music. The band Goblin uses a combination of traditional instruments alongside electronic synthesizers, and as a result creates something psychedelic that reeks of paganism.
At number 4 for me, it's Psycho original soundtrack from 1960, and it's the track Temptation. Now you can't talk about classic horror movie soundtracks without mentioning Psycho. I've always loved this slower, moodier piece that plays when Marion steals the money, and it reappears throughout the film. It's so full of dread, the viola just pulses with tension and seems to mirror Marion's inner conflict as she crosses that line. Those muted, agitated strings just seem to crawl under your skin, and I love it. It's so creepy, it's so unsettling, and it's so full of tension. So let's see what Tom chose.
For my choice at number 4, I picked something from 1998's vampire slaying favourite, Blade. The piece of music I've chosen is not something I would traditionally listen to. In fact, it's quite monotonous and repetitive. However, I can't help but appreciate, if not acknowledge, when a track fits well with what's happening on screen. Because of that, I've grown to respect this track for what it is and what it does for the movie. The track is called Confusion by New Order, though the version I'm referring to is the Pump Panel Reconstruction Remix, a hard-thumping acid house dance track. In the movie, an unsuspecting victim is taken to a hidden rave filled with people dancing to this track. Suddenly, blood starts spraying from the sprinklers, coating everyone, only to reveal they are all vampires. Whilst this terrifying scene is taking place, the music is just pounding and progressively gets bigger and heavier. It simply adds excitement and energy to the scene.
And at number 3 for me, it is The Lost Boys, and it is the entire album. What can I say? When my cousin and I first saw The Lost Boys on video back in the 80s, we were instantly obsessed. The soundtrack is pure magic. Every track is a banger and the perfect companion to a movie that is fun, stylish, and will never die. From Gerard McMahon's Cry Little Sister to INXS's Good Times, and of course Echo and the Bunnymen's cover of the Doors' classic People Are Strange, it's flawless. Now I can listen to it from start to finish and never miss a track. In fact, I loved it so much I made a whole video about it. 5 reasons why The Lost Boys lives on, and you can check it out on the link on screen now. But let's see what Tom has for his number 3.
In at number 3 for me is Laurie's Theme by John Carpenter from 1978's Halloween, directed also by John Carpenter. Rather than this movie's famously recognisable main theme with its staccato-like piano melody, dun 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 dun. And granted, that's probably one of the most iconic pieces of music from any horror movie, alongside others like Jaws perhaps. For me, Laurie's Theme captures the essence of Halloween, and not just the movie, but the festive holiday too. It's a very simple, basic piece with a little bit of piano and synth, but whenever I hear it, I feel like I'm walking down a dark, empty street in the cold month of October. Leaves rustling at my feet with the slight anticipation that somebody might be following me. It's so eerie and moody, I absolutely love it.
At number 2, it's The Exorcist and Tubular Bells. So Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells, the moment you hear it, you just think The Exorcist. As a kid, I wasn't allowed to watch this movie, it was banned in my house, but I did listen to Tubular Bells, and I try and imagine all the horrors it must have contained. That repetitive piano motif, it's hypnotic, it feels like it's slowly building towards something terrible. And then you get those little organ stabs, that little dee, that off-kilter rhythm. It's not in that 4x4 time signature, so it always feels slightly off. That quiet, tinkling piano almost feels like a dark lullaby. It's innocent, but uneasy, simple yet sinister. Even now it sends shivers down my spine. Funky fact, director William Friedkin found the music by chance. He'd thrown out the original score, picked up a white label record from a pile in an Atlantic Records office, heard the opening and instantly knew that's it, and the rest is history. Right, over to you, Tom.
My number 2 choice is from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho from 1960. We're all familiar with that infamous shower scene where those screeching violins emit a sharp stabbing sensation. But I've picked the prelude, also known as the movie's main theme, which is an unsettling soundtrack of terror. Composed by Bernard Herrmann and featuring a string orchestra rather than a full symphonic ensemble, this piece sounds so desperately urgent, like the music equivalent of what I imagine pure panic would sound like. It is so incredibly effective.
And here it is, my number 1. What will I choose? Oh, the tension is unbearable. Okay, here's mine. At number 1, it's Halloween 2, the main theme. There's no question, John Carpenter's Halloween theme is the most iconic horror soundtrack of all time. But for me, the Halloween 2 theme just seems to take it that little bit further. Now the movie might not be as good, it's nowhere near, but the soundtrack, that is a masterpiece. Created by John Carpenter and Alan Howarth, it's darker, it's faster, it's more aggressive, and it creates this relentless sense of dread, like something is chasing you and it won't stop. It keeps that 5x4 time signature and that minimalist 3-note piano motif, but adds that pulsing electronic organ and this deeply menacing bass line. It feels bigger, it feels heavier, almost like a gothic church organ echoing in the dark. Those long notes, those deep minor chords, it's absolutely sublime. But what is Tom's number 1 choice? Let's find out.
My number 1 choice for horror movie soundtrack goes to The Lost Boys from 1987. Can I just say, the entire soundtrack as a whole is just incredible. It's a regular one for me. I play this in the car quite often. And may I give an honourable mention to the song Lost in the Shadows by Lou Gramm. What a song! What a voice! But I can only pick one song, and it has to be the movie's main theme, Cry Little Sister by Gerard McMahon. I actually did a cover of this song with my wife Sandra a couple of years ago, and you can see our music video over on my channel, Monster Gab. But it's not a patch on the original by Gerard McMahon. The Lost Boys is a cult classic 80s teen vampire movie with lots of style and attitude, whilst this song plays throughout several times. Cry Little Sister is pure 80s synth pop with a dark edge and so ridiculously moody. It captures the essence of the movie perfectly. Every time I hear it, I feel like I'm floating in midair. Like a vampire, you might say.
So, it looks like Bernard Herrmann, John Carpenter and the Lost Boys are all top picks from both of us. But all in all, I don't think either of us chose badly. But what did you think? Do you agree with either of us? Or did we get it all wrong? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching from both Tom at Monster Gab and myself, and remember, the best horror films don't always need a creature to scare you, they just need a good composer. Take care now.